Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Blades of Avernum. Last episode, we, have been doing a very silly set of scenarios involving smiley faces and frowny faces. Yeah, we completed the first and now we're in the second. Let's just continue with what we're doing. You enter the grand throne room of King Smiley. Well, since the Smileys just sort of float and can't sit, there is no throne, but he can't think of a better name. King Smiley floats on a raised platform, waiting for you to speak first. Big empty room, because of course it is. Welcome to my throne room, booms King Smiley. His voice is very uncharacteristic of a smiley face. The voices of those you encountered so far have been high-pitched and squeaky. What has brought you to my precious veil of faces? Your Majesty, we have come... Tell the truth. You finish telling your story. The king seems lost in thought. After a while, he says, Then it is not as bad as we thought. We have long known of the Empire's plans for us, but we had not known how easy it would be to lead them astray. What do you mean? They have sent you to tell them how strong we are, so they need not waste troops. That is to say that if they were to believe we were weak, they would not send a huge force. You start to understand what he's saying. When you return to the Empire, please tell them of our plague-stricken dying forces. He smiles more widely than before. I have come to aid the Smileys in, whatever needs doing. King Smiley frowns at you. We know the truth. There is no need for lies. The truth is that we have known about the Empire for quite some time. Okay, same basic thing. Okay, then. I guess we leave. You meet a Smiley troll, they smile at you and move on. Okay then. What's our quest? Lie to the Empire. Well, let's go back to the Empire. It is time to return to the Empire and tell them what you have seen. After a few days' journey, you reach your superior. He asks you to recount your journey. What do you tell them? Accurately describe the faces. You finish your description to your superior. He nods. A force of soldiers is being sent to the Vale. Your next orders are to join them. Hint, talk to King Smiley first. Okay then. Back we go. King Smiley appears grave. For some reason, the Empire has sent a large force. We know not why. Your orders are to go to their camp under a hill to the northeast and kill them. A Smiley will ferry you across the river. Really? Okay. I guess this is now what we're doing. A Smiley is waiting here with a boat, just like King Smiley said. He takes you across the river without saying a word. You enter the hollowed-out hill that the Empire forces adopted as their camp. The huge armed forces huddled around their fire. Their captain greets you. Hello! You must be the mercenaries. We've been told to wait for you to come. Approach peacefully. A large force, but a small camp. The captain grins at you. You wouldn't know how many times the mercenaries just attack. It's maddening. But you seem alright. So are you ready for your next mission? What are we supposed to do? He pauses dramatically. Kill King Smiley. It's as simple as that. Okay, I guess now we're doing that. So much for that. The big evil force shows up and they aren't actually doing anything. What a glorious purpose it has. You enter the grand throne room of King Smiley once again.
Ahem! So you've come to kill me! Prepare to die, traitor!
King Smiley falls dead. His last words,
Embrace happiness,
drift away into the ether. The moment King Smiley hits the ground, something shakes the keep. You run to the hall and see the force of Empire soldiers spilling through a scorched hole in the wall. In a matter of minutes, the keep is taken. You are rewarded greatly by the Empire for your success. The end. Well, apparently I was very close to the end of that silly scenario. And I didn't realize. I should have. I thought there was going to be more to it. I was wrong! So, yeah. I'm not going to make this a 5-minute, well, 7-minute episode, so I may as well start the next scenario. I think I'm done with the scenarios that this one person was doing. Yeah, there was only 2 scenarios by this one person, named Duck. There was another who had Duck in their name, but I don't know if it's the same one. So, good news! I've done all the scenarios that I had to do in a certain order. Now I can start on the massive list of other scenarios I can do. The way I'm going to work it is, I'm going to go to the first scenario on the list, and then do every scenario by that particular creator. And then I'm going to move down to the next one and repeat the process. So, give me a second while I get a reminder on which scenario is the next one. Alright, I just made a check, and the next scenario is by someone whose name I have seen several times on the Blades of Avernum forums. Wait, have I? No, I'm thinking of someone else. So I haven't seen this guy on the forums, I guess. Or I have, and I have horrible memory. Either way, we're going to be doing a scenario by someone named Dintriaden, called Oops. Well, there's good news and there's bad news. Yav's Pass. In a rare moment of clarity, you're contemplating leaving Yav's Valley before you receive your first quest. It's a good idea from what little you know. This valley has a reputation. All things considered, should you leave this odd place while you can? Do you? No. Okay, south is leaving. Suddenly, a pile of filth at the side of the road shifts, and out from under it, pops the filthiest person you have ever seen in your life. He, you think it's a he, begins waving his arms about his head, spraying grime all over the place.
Turn back! Turn back before it's too late! The valley before you is a horrible, horrible place.
You mean there's some terrible disaster that's befallen the valley?
Well, that too.
You know, some scenarios start with an invocation of the muse. This does not bode well.
Listen, buddy, if poetic tradition is what you're looking for, you'd best turn around right now. There are better places to spend your time than in this valley.
The beggar idly picks at his nose. He seems to be ignoring you now. Oh, made it through. Just going to uncover the rest because it's still me. This is what I do. Deal with it. There we go. You step into the oddly named Yav's Valley. You know next to nothing about it. All you're doing is looking for work. It's a pretty safe bet that there is some for you. You wonder for a moment why the prairies of the Empire never seem to need adventurers as much as the islands and valleys do. Well, I mean, the prairies do have a lot of dogs in them. South, civilization. West, Whiteacre. East, this section is scratched out. Beside it, someone has written,
Your imminent doom!
Okay, let's start by going to Whiteacre, then. And avoid the imminent doom for now. Up, in the town. Nice tree design. Area closed off due to budget cuts. Whiteacre Signage Company, all rights reserved. You stop before you leave Whiteacre. You have this nagging feeling that there's something you still need to do before you proceed. This nagging feeling that there's still someone you need to talk to before you proceed. This nagging feeling that you need to receive a quest about some runaway cows from someone named Bob who lives on the eastern side of Whiteacre before you proceed. Your nagging feelings have become oddly specific as of late. Holy crap!
Oi!
Shouts the person sitting in the house.
Have you no respect for a man's dignity? At least knock and come in through the door before you start talking to me.
But
no buts! You can at least pretend to be civilized. Now shoo! Glad you could come on such short notice,
the man says tersely.
Name's Bob, and I've got a quest for you.
Well, performing quests is what adventurers do best, my good man. What help do you need?
Glad you're so willing to help. Not sure where to begin. Don't know how much Alice has told you, if you've talked to her at all, that is.
Alright, so what about this quest of yours?
Where to begin?
Bob asked himself out loud, leaning back in his chair.
Suppose the only place to start is the beginning.
His terse manner of speaking is beginning to get on your nerves.
Group of mages passed through here last night. Belonged to this society or guild or something like that. Can't remember. Anyway, went around saying that they had special skills in blowing stuff up.
What, like causing explosions?
Oh, no. Nope, we're specialized in what they called personal augmentation, or some rot like that. Power is just limited to making things bigger once you come down to it. Of course, it's never put as bluntly as, would you like this body part larger? No, always trying to dodge around things with expressions like, increase your satisfaction, or amaze her tonight. Look, I don't need that kind of magic done on me. Didn't do their magic on no one in Whiteacre. Well, no person, at least. You stoned some cows, you see.
Do I want to know?
Anyway, about my cows. Big creatures, mind you, but could always be beefier, you know. Figured, hey, maybe this group of mages can help with this problem here. Very eager to help out, as it turns out. Kept on wanting to add all these enhancements to my cows. Something I wasn't too keen on. But hey, with a promise of a complete satisfaction or all my coins back, told them to go nuts.
Go on.
In the last few hours of daylight, herded my herd into the city, and the mages began their ritual. Bad idea, as it turned out.
What the fuck? Holy shit!
All quite simple, really. Need you to get my cows back, is all. Bloodthirsty gargantuan abominations now, of course, but still shouldn't cause too much fuss.
Wait, we didn't stop and discuss payment at all.
Payment? Why?
Bob looks genuinely puzzled.
Here to do my quest, aren't you? If not, why else are you here? Besides, working pro bono looks good on any adventurer's resume. Consider that your payment.
That's not how the economics of adventuring works. As we level up, we need to have monetary gains as well. We can't survive high-level encounters with low-level equipment. Bob rolls his eyes and gestures around himself.
Take a look around you. In a 1 out of 10 scenario right now, a minuscule one at that. Lucky if you even get one level up while playing this piece of crap.
Could you really stop dropping the subject from the beginning of all your sentences? It's getting really, really annoying. Bob suddenly gets defensive.
Nothing wrong with how I talk, just need a quirk to my speech that makes me identifiable. All there is to it.
He raises a finger to make a point.
Consider yourself lucky. Was this or Cockney rhyming slang?
Okay, I honestly didn't even notice. Alright, so what about this quest of yours? Bob just stares at you for a full minute. Finally, when things couldn't get awkwarder, yes, it's a word, he finally speaks.
Got a problem, bub? Deaf or just stupid? Already told you about my cousin, I'm not going to tell you again.
Okay then. This scenario is silly. Mayor's office and archive. Please refrain from eating books. Why would we... Welcome to Whiteacre. All new arrivals check in at the mayor's office. I guess we should have gone here first. You walk into a quaint mayor's office. Behind a desk in one corner sits a middle-aged woman. The moment she notices you, she sits up straight and puts the largest smile on her face that you've ever seen. Visitors! Welcome to Whiteacre, the nicest town in the Yavs Valley. Well, the only town in the valley, but still, welcome to the nicest town in the Yavs Valley. May I interest you in one of our tourist brochures? Yavs Valley. What kind of name is that? Oh, I don't know. Probably some kind of acronym or something. Actually, it wasn't always known as the Yavs Valley. She leans forward and her eyes light up with interest. Years ago, this was just the Yavs Vale. We sent in an official petition to the Empress to be recognized as an official valley. And we were! Made some people very happy. Quaint little town you've got here. What's been happening lately? Oh, not much. You know, getting ready for the summer fair, building a new interpretive center, getting half the town destroyed by an insane group of wizards drunk on their own power, just the usual. Wait, insane group of wizards? Alice shrugs. Well, yes. Doesn't every self-respecting valley have its own group? Although ours is a bit more strange than most. Anyway, Bob can give you the details, but a group of mages destroyed much of our residential section last night. What's your residential section? You know, the section of town where the vast majority of its citizens live. I understand that adventurers must not have that much need to interact with folks like that, but you must have at least passed by such sections in your journeys. No? Huh. Anyway, the town's pretty empty today, since everyone is out in the forest getting wood and other building materials. It's a pity you won't be able to interact with the vast array of unique people that make up our town, each with his or her own story. Alice is still staring at you with her eerie rictus of a smile still on her face. Is there anything else I can help you with? Alright, I'll bite. What tourist attractions does the Yavs Valley have? Well, we have rocks and trees and rocks, and, Alice breaks off and starts counting on her fingers. Rocks, trees... There's got to be more than that. She starts going through her stack of brochures. Trees and rocks. Nope, that's all we have. Huh. Oh, and water! Let's get to the chase. You're a mayor. What quest do you have for me? Ah, your adventures. Pity, your kind never seems interested in tourism. Alice looks uncomfortable and her smile slips for the barest of moments. I usually leave all quest giving to Bob. Why don't you ask him? Or you could make a donation to our future Lumberjack Interpretive Center. No? Well, okay. Here, have a pamphlet about it anyway. Okay, then. This is a silly scenario, and I am quite entertained and amused. Okay, that's all blocked off. Oh, didn't mean to do that yet. Yeah, there's a lot of dead people here. Okay, then. Okay, that's where the cows are, it seems. So, what does happen if we go to our imminent doom? I'm curious. Also, I apologize if things are a bit jumpy. I'm kind of downloading something on my computer right now, and it takes a while. Alright, to the east we shall investigate.
Come no further!
Shouts a man waiting beside the bridge.
Death awaits you all!
You ask him to elaborate, but he shakes his head and trembles with fear.
This bridge is guarded by creatures so foul, so cruel...
He trails off and doesn't continue. You decide against crossing the bridge, at least until you have good reason for doing so. The man seems to know what he's talking about. Okay then, not going to
our imminent doom
quite yet. Let's go get this man's enhanced cows. I see them. They're going moo. Okay. Well, the good news is that you found Bob's cows. The bad news is that there's no way you'll be able to herd them back. The herd was easy enough to follow by their wake of ruin. The cattle tore through the landscape, devouring and trampling all in their path. Now the monstrous bovines have settled on the far banks of the river and are consuming all vegetation there. And what monsters they are! Bob's description of them has left you unprepared for the sight of these abominations. These beasts are at least 40 feet tall now, covered in thick muscle. Even from across the river, the stench of manure is overpowering. One of them raises its head away from the tree it was defoliating to gaze at you, and its red-eyed visage sends shivers down your spine. Then it opens its blood-stained mouth and lows, and the blast of sound knocks you off your feet. There's no way you could take on these monstrosities. Even if they didn't hunger for your sweet, succulent flesh, they would trample you heedlessly underhoof. Seems the only thing to do is return to Bob for further instructions. Moo. Okay then. Back to Bob. Alright, I found your stupid cows, and there's no way I'm bringing them unless you've got some ridiculous reward ready. Bob sighs dramatically.
Bonus points for the alliteration, but no go. Fine by me if you've got cold feet. I'll just wait around for someone else to come by who isn't scared of a bunch of cows.
Come on. The cows are the most interesting things so far in this scenario, and now you're going to draw focus by refusing us to move further on the quest? Bob shakes his head at you.
Face it, not a lot you can do with cows, you know. Good for a quick laugh, but not for a long story arc. Look, maybe ask our harebrained mare if she has any quest for you. Might be more interesting, you never know.
You doubt it. Okay then. Go to the mare. What quest do you have? Well, I usually let Bob handle such things, but if he doesn't have anything for you... She rummages through a stack of papers. Ah, here's an outstanding bounty for a group of mages that passed through here yesterday. Bob likely told you about them. The members of the Society for Personal Augmentation Magic are wanted for crimes committed in Whiteacre, including but not limited to animal cruelty, destruction of property, manslaughter, and noise pollution. Aforementioned members shall either be returned alive or proof of their death should be provided. No disintegrations. The mayor rolls up the parchment. I think the society members ran off to the east after the events of last night. You should start your search there. Don't worry, we're probably going to pay you for this. Okay, then. I guess that's what's going to happen when we go to our imminent doom. Alright, let's move. You've seen rabbits before. Oh god, I know what this is. You've even seen many rabbits in one place before. But you've never seen many gigantic rabbits in one place, their eyes a soulless black and their fangs razor-sharp as they gallop towards you. Who could have done this? Your feeble adventurer minds can't come up with an answer before these beasts attack you. Giant rabbits! Wait for them to come closer. Oh god! The Bunmanatee! Well, at least we survived the killer rabbits. You finally defeat the last of the rabbits and leave their cute, fluffy, horrifically blood-stained bodies on the bridge. Who could have done this? You can only come up with two suspects. The Society for Personal Augmentation Magic and Rentar Earno. Oversized cute monsters don't seem to be Rentar's style, so right now you're leaning towards the former. Oh. That, I see what that is. They even augmented the ground. A mountain. What? Oh god, I didn't even notice. Deadly Bridge, Yav's Valley. Wait a minute. They're known as Spam! Oh god. You cautiously move further down the tunnel built into this... mountain? You don't know. It's a dingy, gloomy place, barely lit by that ever-so-handy glowy fungus stuff. In the distance, you can hear muffled chanting. You approach what must be the steepest staircase you've ever seen in your life. Before you ascend, you look up. Way up. Towering above you is a gigantic human. Not a giant, mind you, just a giant human. He bends down and speaks to you in a booming voice.
Hello, dear friend. Might I interest you in some inexpensive pharmaceuticals?
Wow. You're, big? The giant smiles a toothy grin.
That's what... Actually, you know what? Too easy. Ask me something different.
Actually, I think I'm supposed to kill you. The man throws his head back and laughs.
Oh, you must be from that fly-speck village we visited last night. We were betting on how long it took until they sent some schmucks over to take us down.
He gives you a dismissive look.
You came quicker than we expected, but then we were expecting more. Hence all these precautions we took. Enlarging the local wildlife as a first line of defense, erecting this mountain, even enlarging ourselves. You might as well turn back now. We of the Society for Personal Augmentation Magic will never give up our craft.
You know, this is kind of like Geneforge.
Yeah, no.
Whatever. We have been tasked with bringing you to justice, and so we shall. The mage gets up from his couch and brushes off his robes.
Tell you what, I'll give you some time to think this over. Give you a chance to flee while you still can. I won't be so pleasant if we meet again.
He turns around and disappears from sight. I like this scenario. This is silly. You see the giant-sized wizard frowning at you from the top of another giant-sized staircase. Seriously, another one? You're still tired from climbing the last one. He bellows,
Fools! You should have turned back while you had the chance. Now tremble in fear as I transform the very denizens of this cavern into monstrous versions of themselves. These giant creatures will destroy you. What do you think of that, puny adventurers? Bet you've never had someone attack you with giant lizards before.
Dude, giant lizards are totally canon.
Oh.
The sorcerer looks crestfallen for a moment.
Well, what about this? How about giant spiders?
Them as well. The wizard sputters, unable to come up with anything to say. He looks around the cavern desperately and smiles.
Aha! Try these on for size! Giant earthworms! You can't tell me you have seen that before!
Sorry, just trying to decide if you're trying too hard or not hard enough.
Bah!
The sorcerer turns around and walks off in a huff.
Deal with my minions for now! I swear by my aliased staff, I will find an obstacle that will stop you in your tracks!
Yeah, I'm not even really trying. That was easy. You make your way up the second flight of stairs. The spooky chanting has gotten louder now. Huffing and puffing, you hope there aren't any other giant-sized ones to walk up. Oh, god damn it. Oh, come on! Oh, come on! Impressive stairs. God damn it. I'm gonna try and finish the scenario. The mage is hot and sweaty from repeatedly running away from you, but he has a gleam of triumph in his eyes now.
Behold! I have found your doom, adventurers! The one creature you will not be able to face. Let us see how you fare against... the giant puppy! You know, I never really knew what one's supposed to do after laughing like that. I'll be, over here if you need me.
He sprints down the hallway and ducks inside a door on the right, leaving you alone with the puppy. You don't have much choice. If you want to chase after the fiend, you'll have to deal with the puppy. Narrator, you fool! There must be another way! Wait. Secret passage, maybe? It doesn't look like it. Okay. The giant puppy crumbles under your blows. The path forward is clear. Achievement unlocked, be a complete monster. Oh god, it's ice! Well, okay, that happened. Ooh, cutscene. Finally, you have the wizard cornered. He stands with his back to the wall as you advanced. Must it come to this? He muses out loud. All we wanted was a quiet place where we could make our living, hone our craft, and wreak havoc on a small village, causing their inhabitants to view us with fear and trembling. Is that too much to ask? This chase scene, this scenario has gone on long enough. Let's end this. Ha! The sorcerer shouts with glee. The only end here will be your own! Was that supposed to sound bad at... Should have seen that coming. Groggily, you wake up. Your wounds from falling seem to be healed. Looking up, you notice that you're surrounded by mages of the Society for Personal Augmentation Magic. One of them looks you in the eye and begins talking to you. We have observed your struggles against a junior member of our society, and we are pleased with your party's level of skill. Well, we found it adequate. Okay, maybe not, but we had a few good laughs nonetheless. We have healed your wounds in the hopes that you will perform a quest for us. Wait, you're obviously powerful wizards. Why can't you do it yourselves? Oh, come on, the sorceress scoffs. We're far too busy selling magical items of questionable legality, not to mention causing senseless destruction. Besides, this can't possibly be the first time a powerful person has given you a menial task. Point taken. Go on. Clearly, we on the ruling council made a mistake sending our junior members to Whiteacre alone. But now we have to make sure that news of this mistake doesn't get out. The Empire will eventually send adventurers our way. Competent adventurers, I mean. The sorceress leans forward and speaks forcibly. We need you to return to Whiteacre and finish the job that our inept rookie started. Kill all the witnesses. I assure you, you will be rewarded handsomely. You have to admit, the plan makes sense. Maybe that's just because you landed on your head recently. Besides, you never really liked Bob or Alice. Now you can get back at them for thinking of you as trained monkeys for hire by being... Trained monkeys for hire? Well, at least you're going to get paid this time. No, we refuse as a matter of honor. The mage sticks a finger in her ear and rubs around. Sorry, I think I'm losing my hearing in this ear. I missed that. Could you repeat yourself? Alright, we'll do it. Excellent, the sorceress says. Now it's augmentation time! Wait, what? Oh, don't worry. It's quite painless and 100% satisfaction guaranteed. She and the other members of the ritual circle raise their hands. The next few days are a complete blur to you. In years to come, you will look back on your time spent in the Yaz Valley with something almost but not entirely unlike fondness. After all, during people's adventuring careers, they develop memories that will last them for the rest of their lives. The experience of waking up while minuscule Empire soldiers tie you down with ropes will be one such memory. Oops. Well, that was the thing. That was silly, filled with references, tore the fourth wall to shreds, and I was quite amused. Yeah, I like that. Alright, I'm gonna end this episode here now. Next episode, I think there was one other scenario done by this same guy, so we'll try that out. Hopefully it's just as entertaining. Till then, I'm Chester44, that's Fox, Sheik, Bonnie, and Draco. This has been a Blades of Avernum Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.